We've focused a lot on launch providers, on rocket companies, and it's interesting to bring Firefly to our audience. Curiously, as a public company, how would you summarize life as a public company right now, Jason?
Well, nothing's changed. Our culture has always been about the mission and supporting our customers. We are a space and defense company that supports the hardest missions in space for national security, commercial tech, as well as space exploration. So we continue to focus on execution, and we just are coming off of the last week successful Alpha Flight 7 launch. That was flawless, and we're building on that momentum as we build our second moon lander, Blue Ghost Mission 2 for NASA. As you know, we were the first commercial company to successfully land on the moon last year, and we're going to build upon that momentum by our second Blue Ghost mission to the far side of the moon this time. And if you heard the NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman, he wants to take these robotic lander missions and do it every month starting next year. And so that's a huge upside opportunity for Firefly.
To summarize, we're showing Alpha right now, but if you split it into parts, you launch rockets, you build lunar landers, you develop space vehicles that move satellites in orbit, right? And you reflected on some of your defense work as well. Which is the biggest priority for you right now? What does the balance of this year hold?
And if you remember, we also acquired our SciTech subsidiary. They're an AI software company that develops not only the software applications, but the framework that go on the terrestrial data centers. So if you think about it, we have the capability, the entire space ecosystem, to launch our satellites, build and operate our satellites on orbit, and now process that data using the SciTech AI algorithms on orbit. And that's huge because there's a lot of emphasis on space-based orbital data centers. There's a lot of emphasis and reignited focus on the moon. And there's also a lot of upside opportunity with things like Golden Dome. So we have all the entire ecosystem to make those programs into reality.
What's interesting, Jason, about Firefly Aerospace has really been how you're able to focus on the price and the operational efficiency at this moment when it comes to NASA making this all much more competitive and the idea that we're going to do this at a cut cost. How are the supply chains? How are you finding the ability to create margin, be able to put these lunar landers there without explosive costs?
I think it's because of the commercial advanced technology that we bring to the table. On the first Blue Ghost Mission 1 that successfully landed on the moon last March and did 14 days of surface operations for NASA, that was around $100 million. And if you remember, there are 5 nation states that did it before us successfully, and they had billion-dollar budgets. So for at least 1/10 of the budget, we were able to successfully land autonomously on the ground on the moon's surface. We are doing really well with our supply chain, but I think what would help even more is we're in discussions with NASA about block buys. If NASA wants to do monthly cadence of these robotic missions to the South Pole of the moon starting next year, well, block buys really helps you with making your supply chain demand more predictable and stable and hold strategic inventory. So I think that's a key factor and driver to make things more, better for the supply chain and for Firefly and for NASA in the future.